Hey everybody, Spin Pixie here, and today I'm going to be doing the intuitive tag. I wasn't going to do it, but I like the questions, so I decided that yes, I would do it. As far as to who tagged me, everyone whose video I watched pretty much said if you're watching this video, you are it, so the same applies for you. So the first question is, share the first paranormal experience that comes to mind. Okay, we went to a rave in 2003, and it was up in the hills at a former youth correctional facility or detention center, something like that. This building was creepy as all hell, okay? So we walked in, and you go through this, it looks like just a random rundown building, and when you go in, the energy just right away hits you. It's bad. So when you go in, to the left there was the dance floor, and then to the right there was an empty black hole of abyss, and then straight ahead was the same sort of black hole. So everybody was going in, and they would go off to the left to the dance floor. Well, my friend thought it'd be a great idea to bring some incense and see what kind of energies we can summon up. So that was her thing, but I was just there. So she went through the door, and I followed her because I didn't want her to go alone. And the second you stepped into this black hole, the party faded. The music, for some reason, gone. The lights from the main room didn't even make it in past the doorway, didn't even make it to the doorway. It's like when you stepped through the door, it was like stepping into another time zone, another world. When I turned around to see, like, I kind of gave a last look at the outside world, like, maybe this is not such a good idea. Even though I knew I was only a few steps into the room, for some strange reason, the outside looked so far away, like I could run forever and never reach the outside again. It was crazy scary. And then the tension, like the energies were just on you, like a heavy, bad suit of armor. It was just crazy. So we lit incense in there, but you couldn't see the flame from the lighter to light the incense. You couldn't see anything. If you close your eyes, even looking at the back of your eyelids was not as dark as that room. And so, of course, we found our way deeper into that room to where we couldn't see the main room anymore. And then we started feeling cold. It's like the deeper we got into the building, the colder it got. If you've ever watched Ghost Hunters when they go into like the prisons or the asylums, that's kind of how it was. And then also, we went deeper into the building, and it just everything got more desolate. Like, raves are loud. The music is loud. Once we crossed that threshold to the room, we couldn't hear anything. So then at some point we started hearing noises, like it might have been pipes, it could have been whatever, but we felt things brushing past us, and they were like, okay, it's time to GTFO. Like, seriously, let's go. So we, like, felt our way in the gloom to get outside, and once we reached the outside, it was like, ugh, we had to, like, take out a smudge stick and smudge ourselves. It's how bad it felt. And then for the rest of the evening, like when the generator blew, there was a time twice when the generator blew, and the whole building was silent and dark, and people were just clustering together. There was like maybe 30 people there. And we just clustered together because it was freaky, and no one wanted to be standing alone. So the third time the generator blew, people were just like, you know what, that's it, we're gone, and they got the heck out of there. So yeah, that was the probably not the first paranormal experience I've had, but definitely one of the most powerful and one of the most scary. Question number 2. Have you ever had a premonition? Yes, many throughout my life. I've had premonitions of my brother's car accident. I had premonitions of my mother's car accident. Actually, for that one, I had the dream for about a week. And then the first day I did not have the dream was the day of the accident. And these sort of premonitions I get, in the one with my brother's car accident, when I'm able to read, like, perfectly fine, then I know it is not a dream and it is, in fact, a premonition. Even to this day, I remember every detail of both premonitions. The one that I'll actually go into detail about is the most recent one that happened, which I had a dream that in the dream all I could see was a blurred profile picture, and it looked like if you're like on Kick, before you agree to talk to somebody, their profile, their face, and everything is blurred, and I could read letters, like I knew what they were, and I knew in what order they went, but for some reason my cognitive mind could not lend itself to telling me that this was a valid message. Because I saw the profile picture, the circular profile picture, and then the name underneath it, so automatically I thought it was my niece. And in the dream I'm talking to my best friend, and I'm really sad, and she's asking me, so how have things been since the kidnapping? And me remembering me just saying no, 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 no. So of course I flip out, and the first thing I do when I wake up is I Kick message my niece, and I tell her, hey, because she walks to school, and I told her, hey, be very careful on your way to school. I had a bad dream that somebody got kidnapped, and, you know, I'll be damned if it's going to be you. So I'm just telling you, I don't mean to scare you. I'm sorry if I'm scaring you, but beware. The good news is that it was not her this dream was about. The bad news is it was a premonition of my house being broken into and my MacBook being stolen. And the circular profile picture I was actually seeing was mine when I log into my computer, and it was my name that I couldn't read. It was the letters of my name. And so yeah, that was the most recent one. And so the great thing is it was, you know, a possession and not a person, because possessions are replaceable and people sure as hell are not. Question number 3, and sorry, my phone keeps locking on me. Question number 3. When did you get your first tarot or oracle deck, and what was it? The first tarot deck I ever got was in 1998. It was the Mythic Tarot, based, of course, on the Greek pantheon, and I still have it to this day, and I use that to read for other people. What element do you connect with most? That would, of course, be earth, because I am an earth element. I try to be in tune with the earth, and I love being surrounded by the earth, so definitely the element I connect to most to be earth. Do you believe in fairies? Does that answer your question? Yes. Yes, I do believe in fairies. Question number 7. What is your favorite crystal or stone? If you had asked me this question a couple weeks ago, I would have said tiger eye. Because you can't hide the truth from a tiger eye, and I like those stones a great deal. It was one of the very first stones I ever learned to identify it, and I love tiger eye. It's very strong and earthy to me. However, ever since watching Joey Morris's video on the, I think it was called Minumite, I want one very terribly. They are tremendous stones of transformation and metamorphosis. And being that my major philosophies, especially in the beginning of my practice, were greatly influenced by the caterpillar and its states of metamorphosis, I think that would be a great stone to work with, as well as it being a good stone for meditation. Question number 8 is, can you see spiritual beings? Can you see spirits or spiritual beings? No, on a regular basis, I do not see spirits or spiritual beings. However, I have had an instance wherein I did see an image. I was at a friend's house, and we were going upstairs to her bedroom, and I was the last one up the stairs, and as we were all walking by, the stairway was darkened, like there was a light above, but not a very bright one, and so I could see, and it was almost too dark to be able to see actual shadows, like a person's shadow as we're walking up the stairs. And as I'm walking up, I had to do a double take to make sure that I saw what I was seeing. And sitting on the stairs, like a guy would sit on the stairs, was a young man, just kind of staring straight ahead, like people were walking right by him. We were walking right by him, even sort of through him. And I was watching, I stopped, and I was just watching people walk up the stairs, and I had to make sure that I was seeing what I was seeing. And it looked like how you see white noise on a TV, except for it was shadowy. It was all dark and shadowy. And though I could not see a physical image, I got the sense that he was around 19, from 19 to his early 20s. It was a male, and he had lived there. So the next morning, I was mentioning this to my friend and her mother, and they told me that there was a gentleman who had killed himself in the house before they moved in. Question number 9. Would you rather be able to fly on a broomstick, breathe underwater, make things grow fast, or control fire? I would not want to make the earth grow things faster, because to me that takes away the beauty of allowing nature to take its course. I would not want to control fire, because even though what Kendra said is a beautiful thing in wanting to stop the destruction of fires that do happen, especially out here in California, I know myself, and if you piss me off, I'd be like, you are ashes now. Like, I know, so, no. I would probably want to fly on a broomstick or breathe underwater, because to be able to traverse the depths and see what has not been seen by human eyes before, and, it would just be amazing to me to be able to do that, to see what we really don't know on our own earth. That being said, I think that even though I'd be scared shitless the first few times, I would definitely want to fly on a broomstick, because how awesome would that be to be able to commune with the moon from a closer view, free of airplanes, and, taking your time just to gaze at the moon and the stars and that beauty of the night sky. Question number 10. What is the animal totem that you feel most connected to? I like the Morrigan's totem. It resonates very well with me. A lot of the animals on her totem do. Ravens, crows, wolves, cows even. I'm going to say my spiritual totem, however, would probably, I would say ravens and crows, because they've always been very akin to me since I was little, and some of the experiences that I've had in my youth before I even discovered the craft or my path on it have been with crows and ravens. So I will say ravens and crows. Wolves, because of their Native American ties, and that kind of speaks to my grandmother and her heritage, and the wolves have always been a very protective sort of force for me. And caterpillars, because of the philosophy, as I spoke of earlier, that we are all chrysalis infinity, because we are all metamorphosis. We are all in stages of metamorphosis. We all grow, and we, when we need to, we cocoon ourselves so that we can change and become what we're going to be, and then we emerge once more until the next phase, until the next time that happens. And that was one of the most early beliefs that I ever had, before even practicing witchcraft or being a witch. So I would say ravens, crows, wolves, caterpillars. And then, what is your first animal/spirit totem? I'm gonna say, as far as spirit totem, the phoenix. I have a phoenix tattooed on my back, because it kind of goes along with the symbol of, like, the philosophy I spoke of the caterpillar. The phoenix is the same thing, it flies, and then it, goes through its rebirthing period, wherein it is engulfed by the flames, and then it rises once more from the flames. And I think that speaks to many of our lives, especially those who have a life of struggle. So yeah, definitely the Phoenix on that one. And then question number 12. Tell us about your first spirit guide. I don't really think I've had a spirit guide in the normal sense. To make a very long story short, I think my spirit guide is my walking, talking familiar, Aries. She's been there with me for the bulk of my magical years. Whenever I meditate, she just always ends up being in my meditations. Oh, that's still sunlight still. She just always ends up being in my meditations and in my path workings. So, and she's right there. So, I'm going to say that my spirit guide is Aries. Also because any sacrifices that I have made to try and protect her or give her a better life or ensure that she stays in my life have been for my own spiritual betterment as well. Question number 13. Do you feel more connected to the stars or to the earth? Though I've always wanted to explore space, and I have a huge love for the cosmos and for exploring them one day, I'm going to say the earth, because that is where everything I love most is, and if I had to leave that forever for the stars, I couldn't do it. Not for all the stars in the galaxy or any other could I leave what I love most. So, question number 14. What is your preferred method of blessing or cleansing? A raven feather and some dragon's blood. I believe that dragon's blood is not only good for protecting, but also for blessing and for cleansing. The other method that I prefer is laughter, because while it also banishes negativity, there's nothing like the maniacal laughter shared between friends after the most hellacious time in your life, especially when you're young. Sorry about that, my camera cut out. So, question number 15. What color do you feel most spiritually connected to? Blue. Blue, because blue is the color of everything that sets me free. Blue is the color of the infinite sky. Blue is the color that I see when I hear my favorite songs. Blue is just so wonderful, from the lightest shades of teal and to the darkest shades of royal blue, where it's almost kind of like a purpley, and especially cobalt, because cobalt is like a shocking streak of blue, and I love cobalt. So that is my favorite color, and the color that connects to me spiritually. So that is the intuitive tag. I think I went over 20 minutes still. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I will see you guys in the next one, and many blessings. Bye.